Alright guys, so we do have a few topics to talk about today. We have a NYX leak that was done by Star Citizen themselves accidentally. We'll be talking about that. And we do also have the 3.6.1 gone to the wider PTU. As in, I think it's subscribers and backers. Because it literally came out this morning. And I'm a subscriber and I haven't seen many other people talking about it. So let's talk about what's in it, what's not in it. And then at the end of that, we'll also go through and we'll talk about this Star Citizen link, NYX leak that they accidentally did. And oh, I think someone's going to get fired over this, but let's keep going. So obviously turn off session information, display session info 1 or 0. That obviously we'll go through and that will do that. So testing focus is obviously ship component fix and general gameplay. Known issues. Some landing pads will not highlight when requesting landing. Some players are able to QT through planets exploding their ship. The ballista currently can't be restocked at outposts. And Constantine Hurston is non-interactable. So, general. Updated audio for the Size 3 ballistic cannon and the ballistic missiles. Updated VoIP camera selection with camera mode, which includes choice of camera, resolution, frame rate, and color space. I really like that idea. I have my webcam mounted upside down because it's mounted to the top of my cupboard here. And at the end of the day, I can't really use VoIP because it doesn't read my face unless I stand on my head, which is really kind of hard to play. So I'm hoping that that will come in at some point, but looks like they've gone through and put in a choice of cameras, resolution, frame rate, color space, which I'm guessing is some sort of cropping of like green screens and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. They've also recommended modes are marked with an asterisk. Modes below 320 or above 1920 are excluded. Universe. Added ballista class missiles to center mass store. So you can now literally go through and buy the missiles, which is kind of cool. Display pitch ladder for ground vehicles. Disabled, sorry, pitch ladder for ground vehicles. Added HUD warning messages for security encampments. So... raise the P8SC site attachment points. Updated dimensions for the Freelancer Max and the Vanguard to better selected hangars, landing pads, hangars. Items, Citizen Con 2948 Trophy Knife Hanger Flare and the 29AR48 Trophy Hanger Flare. So, bug fixes. Players should no longer experience a dramatic frame rate drop when in first person. Fixed mission orbital markers at multiple locations. Updated armor tagging for Star Marines so the Outlaws now have a complete set. Fixed an issue causing tire trail VFX for the ballista to not appear. All crew members of the ballista should now have ship computer audio. Holding left mouse button should now quick place items in like carry sort of thing. Security attacking players should now be flagged as hostile. The UI should now show correct number of weapons when not wearing a helmet. I have no idea what that is, but anyway. The camera should now no longer appear inside the player's head when spawning in Star Marine. Players should no longer experience an infant loading screen when logging onto the PU, which is obviously really, really cool. Thank God they fixed that. Fixed an issue causing bounty type missions to appear at the same area around Grimhex. Fixed an issue where the wreck total wasn't displayed at the top of the screen on Arena Commander. Destroying an enemy ship while in the presence of security should no longer cause a crime stat. I'm presuming they mean like a bad person. Fixed an issue with mineable asteroids can be detected at much larger ranges than intended. Multiplied the ship proxy for the Reclaimer to fix shield holes. Rudo's appointment mission should no longer be offered before players complete their prerequisite mission. Fixed an issue where missiles were no longer inheriting velocity. Were not inheriting velocity, sorry. Players should no longer get stuck on a black screen after death, which is really, really kind of cool. Ships should no longer be missing components upon insurance claim. There should no longer be excess AI ships around Grim Hex, lowering local FPS. Switching genders in character customizer should no longer cause a skin tone mismatch. Vehicles should no longer be able to repair and should now be able to be repaired and restock at Lawville and Lesky. Second quantum travel route jump points should no longer be obstructed when traveling to a planetary body. So that's, for example, you jump to, for example, Yella, for example, and or I'm forgetting which one has SPK. And then you go try to jump to, I think it's not Yella. I think it's, I don't know. I just normally click on it. I don't know now. But yeah, you know the planet where you go to, for example, you go to SPK. You jump to the planet and then you try and jump to SPK on these. It's sort of near it and it's like above the horizon. That's where it's sort of, it would say it's obstructed. That's what I think it's talking about. Sometimes you just had to strafe up until you get to sort of away from the planet. I don't think you're still going to be able to obviously go into the planet. Like if it is literally obstructed by the planet, you still won't be able to see it or jump to it. But in some cases it was like no reason why it should have been obstructed, and it is. And mission givers should be in their correct positions, meaning Twitch won't be able to do the squats. Let's fix 8 client crashes and fix 2 server crashes. So look, at the end of the day, this is basically a quality of life patch. What they're doing here is obviously going through and trying to obviously fix a lot of the bugs, a lot of the issues that obviously that were out. And this, yeah, so what's not in this? Well, we don't still have renting for ships at the moment. And we also don't have, obviously, things like, for example, the 890 jump. Now, obviously, the 890 jump, they did talk about it today. They did go through and say that it was always slated for a 3.6.x patch. They never said it was going to come out in a 0.1, which is true. So yes, I do think it is still coming. I just think it might be 3.2, 3.3, whatever it may be. Alright guys, so part 2 of this video is going to be dealing with the accidental release of information from Star Citizen that even they've tried to hide. Good one, Star Citizen. Well, I see you. But let's jump into it and let's talk about exactly what's happening. So this is the Star Citizen live stream. Now, I want you to pay particular attention to Jared's picture here.
We're bringing a planet in. All right, it's kind of inside the scene. Inside the planet.
Let's go back.
See if we can find that planet. So I'm just a sec. I'll just set that up for you. Oh boy.
There. Did you see it? Let's just do that again. Watch when the scene changes from the browser to this scene where they're importing. Watch Jared's camera.
I'll just set that up for you.
See it? The cutscene that they very cleverly added. Yeah, because obviously they don't want people to see what they leaked. Well, The Games has already got the video, and the video is already making its way around Reddit and stuff like that. So I think at this point it's kind of a moot point. But this is what they did not want you to see.
Container. And we'll just see if we can find that planet. So I'm just a sec. I'll just set that up for you. Doo-doo-doo.
Right, so here you see a whole bunch of listings, okay? So we see asteroid cluster, design, hangars, humans, interplanetary nebulas, missions, modules, NYX, racing, shops maybe, stations, surface op, system, and video wired something. I can't, wreckage maybe.
Yeah, no, I'm liking this already, actually.
So when you go to stations, then we have hostel maybe, something, research, security, service, shipping hub.
Fun. I just got to figure out where the planets live now.
And then when you go to system, you have NYX and Stanton.
All right.
And then when you go to Stanton, then you have obviously all the
All
Stanton
right. I
clusters.
can't actually remember the full names
Yeah.
for the planets. So
Let's go ahead and pull this window to the right, Corey.
And you can see that Jared is like, pull this window to the right, will you? Because I just realized that NYX was showing up.
oh, which window? Sorry.
The one you were just in.
Jerry.
So there. By the way, guys, go and check out the Games' video because he's done a really good job on it as well, and he's a good YouTuber, so go check him out. But one thing that they forgot to remove from Star Citizen Live is this point here, and I wish I had got the full version when it was on Twitch, because the quality here is a lot better, and you can actually go through and you can see Shops, System, NYX, and Stanton. So, yeah, we look. This is obviously confirming that the Stanton system is actually coming in to Star Citizen. It will be most likely the next system that will be coming in at CitizenCon. So at the end of the day, that is obviously something that will be coming through. That's the only reason why they have to be working on it, right? So yeah, I would be very surprised if we did not see that at CitizenCon. Now, as for NYX, what does that system actually give us? And let's bring it up here. Copy link and paste. So let's look up the NYX system and let's see what that gives us, so we can get an idea of what we might be expecting. Alright guys, so let's talk about NYX and let's see what it gives us. So this is the NYX system using the star map or the arc star map that they developed. And the one thing that you will notice in the star map already is there's not a lot of stuff that they need to actually go through and build. So this is the NYX star system here. Now you'll notice there's a lot of jump points that go in and out, and you'll also know that this does not directly connect them to the actual Stanton system. This is actually technically supposed to go through Terra, go through another system, and then you come through to NYX. It's like 4 points away. What I think they're going to do is they're just going to connect Stanton and NYX just for now, and then later I reckon they'll add the other points. So they'll just simply change the coding so that instead of going through from Stanton to NYX, like they're going to do for the intermediate, they'll go to Terra, and then they'll just simply keep adding more and more points, and they'll work it all out later. But just for the sake of CitizenCon, I believe that they're going to go through and they're going to link the NYX and Terra and Stanton system together, because of what we saw on that video earlier today. First thing you'll notice is that Delmar is there. Now, we already have Delmar. It's actually already in the Stanton system already. We have noticed lately that it has been pushed out into its own object container. It has been spaced away from everything else. It is not supposed to be in the Stanton system, but what I think they'll do is they will simply move that to another container. So they will put that into the NYX system. They will take it out of, for example, this system, Stanton system. They'll put it into the NYX system, and that will give them an already starting point. So they'll build the star, they'll put the star in, they'll put the Delamere system in, and then they'll start adding a few of the other planets. You'll also notice that this also has 2 asteroid belts, which is really, really cool, obviously for mining and stuff like that. So that gives us that. We have the NYX 3rd planet, which is basically an ice giant. Guess what? We already have that biodome. There is nothing that we already don't have when it comes to that. I don't really see any sort of population. Let's do the population. Let's have a look at the population on it. No, I can't really see any population on there. So at the end of the day, it doesn't look like there needs to be any real major systems or any major hubs or anything built for that. The second thing that we'll have is, obviously we'll go backwards, we'll have a look at NYX 2. And this, when you go to the information, is a high pressure atmosphere, thick clouds of acid rain and carbon dioxide, making NYX 2 not worth terraforming. Look, at the end of the day, there is a little bit of work that needs to be done on this, but generally, it's we already have the acid biodomes. We have that in Hurston already. Funny that, isn't it? So yeah, not a lot of work has to be done on that one either when it comes to biodomes and stuff like that. Alright, and let's then have a look at NYX 1, which, believe it or not, does not need a lot of work either. NYX 1 is a coreless world that has been mined clean. The type comes up as terrestrial rocky, which is very much like Daemar, from my understanding. So not a lot has to be done on that one. Obviously the star system itself is just a dwarf F-type star. So that should be fairly fine to make. And look, apart from that, there's really nothing else to it. There's a couple of jump points which I presume they can add at a later system. But yeah, there's four planets, and doesn't seem to be any sort of major hubs or anything like that apart from Dalmare, which we've already got. So it's a pretty easy system to build, and it really wouldn't take that long at all. And that's what I think is they're going to be going through. They're going to be joining this to the Stanton system. So at the end of the day, you'll just be able to go through and you'll be able to jump. You'll just be able to jump from Stanton to NYX, for example, like that. And they're just going to add the rest of those points later. But that would be my guess. Apart from that, guys, obviously, look, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you think that we're going to go through and we're going to get the Stanton system, the NYX system? Do you think they're going to be joining Stanton and NYX? Or do you think they're going to go through and go like the whole mile and put in Terra, for example? Because Terra is supposed to join from Stanton to NYX. Do you think we'll also get these sort of planets as well? Or do you think they're just going to join Terra and NYX and Stanton systems for the intermediate? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Apart from that, guys, obviously the video has been helpful. Please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.